Welcome to the Women Tech Council Student Innovator Mentorship Podcast Series. I'm Sarah Jones.
And I'm Cydni Tetro, and we are co-hosts of this show.
This show provides conversations with women mentors who came through STEM pathways and launched successful STEM careers.
So welcome to this podcast. We wanted to spend a little bit of time and talk about the new Women Tech Council Student Innovators Program, why we think it's so important and why we're passionate about it, and what we really hope we can accomplish over this coming year as it relates to helping more women graduate in STEM. Maybe a little context, Sarah, before we jump into that, which is, in the state of Utah, we have about less than 15% of our graduates in STEM are female. We find that about 40% of those women who start STEM degrees leave that degree program and go to another degree program and still graduate. And then the other compounding problem is that only 15% of those women who graduate in STEM anticipate staying in the state of Utah after graduation. And we have thousands of open engineering jobs and a pipeline discussion every day. And
and the funny thing is, Sid, is these women have already selected STEM degrees. I mean, right? We don't have to convince them. They're already in the degrees. And so, for those listening, both Cydni and I have engineering degrees. And I think it's really important that people know that the people running Women Tech Council have gone through this pathway. We know how hard it is. We know what it's like to be the only women, you in computer science and myself in chemical engineering. And so not only is it a personal passion, but it's also a strategic passion of ours, because we know that if we can support these girls and keep them in STEM, they might change degrees, right? But let's keep them in a STEM degree.
That's right.
That we can actually impact the amount of talent that's entering the workforce. I mean, the workforce is literally their next step.
That's right.
And it's a super interesting place to make an impact. That's
right. And there's so much potential for them. And even when you look at the economic data of what happens when you come out, most of those STEM graduates make 147% of average. Right? They have opportunities to have their work and life integrated because there's flexibility, and you really have an ability to make an impact on the world, whatever your chosen field is. And so we're really focused on how do we give support to these women. I mean, we both sat there where I distinctly remember headed into my third year, my computer science program, wondering if I could power through. I didn't have any other women around me. I had the opportunity to have internships, which I think created a grounding for me. But I remember debating staying in that program in that third year and really wondering, do I want to go through all those hard classes? Can I make it through this degree? What will the outcome be? And really having to find a reason to stay in. And I think we see an opportunity for those young women, which is everyone, to have an opportunity and a platform and a mentorship and a network and leadership opportunities that we didn't really have. And that's really the impetus behind creating this program.
I totally agree. And, my world was really small. I didn't know any engineers. And I also got a law degree, so I went and practiced law for a while. I didn't know any lawyers. And so I felt like I was just trying to figure it out. And we live in a time now where we've got, this capability of using technology and social media where we don't have to leave these girls alone to figure it out on their own. Have to be honest, I really didn't experience any gender bias in my university program. I feel very fortunate about that. But it happened when I hit industry. And it's going to happen to all of these girls too. And so we can be a part of making sure they have a better, smooth, and maybe are more aware of what's going to happen and how do they pick the right companies to go to where they can have these really amazing careers. We can help transfer a lot of this knowledge that we've learned and make it a lot easier for them. It does not have to be as hard as it was for us.
And the thing that I love about what we can offer is that there is a community that wants every one of those young women to be successful. There is an entire community of network, of support, of mentors, of everything that you need, and they're willing to give you access to them, those young women. And I think that's really powerful. I think that's what our opportunity is to provide. I listen in some of this podcast series to the women that we're bringing in, and I listen to their stories, and I'm inspired listening to them. It makes me reflect on experiences I've had. And if it does that for us, I think it does it for the young women. And I think they realize that there's other people who forged paths before them, who are willing to give back to them, and who want nothing more for them to have a successful career, a successful life, and be able to leverage the talents that they've been given in the best way possible.
Totally agree. And I think the one thing that makes this program so different, because I think people are asking why are you doing the Student Innovator Program? Universities, I believe, are trying to do their best, but I do believe that there is a gap when it comes to how do you connect these girls with industry. Universities are sort of their own world, and like I said, I felt very supported in my university program, but I knew nobody in industry. I didn't know how to connect with them. And what's been great over the last 10 years is we built Women Tech Councils. We spent 10 years building this amazing community, and now we have all this value to offer these students, and it's already built in. I mean, we don't have to build this community from scratch. And now, they're ready, willing, and able to bridge that gap towards all of the universities across the state, as well as across the nation. I mean, this is a virtual community, so any woman in a STEM degree across the nation is welcome to join, and we want them to feel like they have people who care about their success and that we're here for them.
That's right. I think the coolest part about this program is it's transcending any college or university or degree program because there are so few women. So now you get the opportunity to see and interact with all these women across universities, in addition to our ability to provide access to women who are also in all of these different roles whom they might not be able to ever meet on any individual campus. And I think that's where, as we're watching this grow to thousands of young women, it provides a great resource for them that works in any campus environment for any STEM degree. And we're really creating this interactive world where they get to give us feedback, and we get to grow it, and we get to watch each other succeed.
And they get to really learn these networking and leadership skills really early in their career. I mean, we've already had some kickoff events with our university students, and they approach us. Like, because we've already extended that welcome by the nature of this program, they have no fear in approaching us, asking us questions, and just telling us how excited they are about their careers. And it's been really fun to see them really be courageous and, all of those things that I sort of wish I had more of when I was in their shoes. But I also see a lot of gratitude. They always tell us how appreciative they are that we took the time. And just so I hope everybody knows that I've really felt that it is this kind of really great community that we're building, even from the students and the mentors, right? I think both sides are just super happy to have each other.
That's right. So we're really excited to have launched this year and to really introduce a whole series of podcasts that allow us to highlight mentors for the program, because not everyone's going to be in the same cities, but there's so many important role models and advice that we can give, and then even interactions, which are going to drive into our online platforms like the Facebook group that supports the student innovators and the entire online efforts that we have to drive some of this connection, so we can really leverage technology to create these relationships, provide extensions, drive into internships, create leadership opportunities. So we hope you'll join us on this journey. The Women Tech Council, Student Innovators, any college students out there, please reach out to your other fellow students, invite them to participate. And when you need things from us, just ask us, and we will be willing to help align those resources to make you successful.
Now, the easiest way to have students join our program is at www.WTCSI.org. And they can go there and get all the information, all the links to our Facebook groups, our email lists, and start connecting with us. So any STEM female students who are interested in being part of our community, they are more than welcome to join. So hope to see you there. Thanks for listening to the Women Tech Council Student Innovators Mentorship podcast series. Go to www.womentechcouncil.org for more info and subscribe to our iTunes channel for access to our ongoing series.